Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. I am Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Josh Brown right there. We are going to, we're on that camera, by the way. Just making sure. We are going to talk about the Illini Conference today, give you kind of a preseason preview of what the Illini is going to do in volleyball. We might talk girls tennis. We might talk golf. We might talk football. Just a little bit of each of those. Probably mainly volleyball and football, I'm guessing, right?
For the most part.
Yeah. Do you know anything about golf and tennis?
They're sports.
They are sports. They are sports. He's exactly right. But Josh and I, we're going to hash all that stuff out here in a little bit. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Do appreciate you tuning in each and every morning here on Channel 100 or Channel 25 in Flora. Same story up in Louisville, Jeff, Sisney, down to Browns, Albion, Fairfield, and West Salem. Thank you all so much. And over in Salem, we appreciate you tuning in on Channel 3. So here on this beautiful, maybe a little rainy and stormy Tuesday, August 27th. I got you off now, so you're off the camera. So you can go ahead and pick your nose, do whatever you want. Read your phone, that kind of stuff. That's what you young people do. You read phones, right?
Well, something like that.
So, yeah. What's going on today? This is some community events for Tuesday, August 27th at 10 a.m., just after this show, down at the Flora Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center. They're going to have Piano with Mary. Piano Mary's going to be tickling the ivories today for about an hour, I suspect, from 10 a.m. to 11. Probably just get you right into your lunch down there at Flora Rehab. Also tonight, well, actually, take that back for you. This morning in Salem at it's at 1900 North Broadway. It's at I don't know which church it is. Doesn't say which church it is, but it's a big old community Bible study. 1900 North Broadway would be up past the high school. We're very close there too. But that's going to be today from 9:30 to 11:30. Come and join for an interdenominational study of the book of Genesis. They look forward to meeting new members and welcoming former members again. So there's that. Also today in Sandoval, they will have the Marion County Democrats are meeting today. Marion County Democrats at 7 o'clock tonight to 9 o'clock. That's going to be at the bar Fats Rendezvous. Going to be at Fats tonight, and that's at 106 East Missouri Avenue there in Sandoval. That's their monthly meeting, open to the public, started at 7 o'clock. Also tonight, live music with Danny Shirley and Danny Shirley of Confederate Railroad, as well as Matt Poss is going to play I don't know if it's the band or if it's just Matt. Probably just Matt. Matt Poss tonight, as well as John Spicer and Dakota Danielle going to be playing tonight. This is at the Mid-America Motor Works there in Salem, or pardon me, in Effingham. Come out to Mid-America Motorworks at 7 o'clock. Enjoy some great music from those folks, Matt Poss, John Spicer, Dakota Danielle, many other talented local artists. Confederate Railroad, of course, finding gigs around outside of DuQuoin because they were going to be in this neighborhood anyway. Lost the DuQuoin gig, and I think they've got one, Lawrenceville coming up? Didn't they pick one up over there?
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But you can get the little sneak preview tonight there at Mid-America Motor Works in Effingham. Again, that's at 7 o'clock. What is today? This is August 27th. August 27th is National Just Because Day. National Just Because Day offers an opportunity to do stuff just because. Feel free to celebrate this day any way you choose, just because. Now, granted, this is silly. there are always all these darn silly holidays. And I think, what in the world? And the only reason, actually, that I put just because is because this one actually does have someone who started it in the late 1950s. Joseph J. Goodwin of Los Gatos, California, created Just Because Day. It became a family holiday and grew into an annual celebration across the United States. If you're going to do something just because, Josh, what are you going to do?
Just go to a Cardinal game. Haven't been there yet this year.
You haven't been to a Cardinal game this year?
Not this year.
Oh, they're rolling.
That might be why I don't need to go.
There you go.
They're winning.
That's right. Stay away. Yeah. Stay away. But Just Because Day is today. Also today, it is National Pots de Crme Day. I have never heard of this, but this is a dessert apparently. Set the table for this delicious custard dessert. Collect your ramekins because this day gives you another excuse to use them. Recipes for this delightful French dessert date back to the 17th century. The name means pot of custard or pot of cream, and it also reserves to the baking dish. While pots de creme traditionally bake in small pots with lids, they may also be baked in other small porcelain dishes. In the spectrum of custards, pots de creme is a loose custard. It should not set when baking is complete. I don't know. There wasn't anything else to talk about. There weren't any other days to talk about. And this one doesn't even have this one doesn't have a founder or something. Pots de Creme Day. This is just people making stuff up.
You have to have that.
It
keeps you on your toes.
Just because.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because. What's on television? What do you want to see on TV tonight? We are back. Wabash Catch TV has restarting it's the fall season starting tonight. Fall 2019-2020 season starts tonight. We're with high school baseball. We are going to be in South Central, brand new park for us. We've got a few new parks this year. We're really looking forward to seeing these new schools this year and bringing those folks in. Effingham, St. Anthony, the Bulldogs will be at South Central today. Both teams, I believe, opening up the season today, and that's going to be on this channel right here, channel 100, channel 99, or channel 3, or channel 25, depending on what your setup is. So, yeah, Wabash Catch TV at 4 o'clock today, Effingham, St. Anthony at the South Central Cougars. I'll be over in Kinmundy for that game. Looking forward to it. Also, in Major League Baseball, 4 games on national television tonight you'll have a chance to see. Actually, one of them this early evening. Chicago Cubs are at the New York Mets. That's on NBC Chicago, channel 644. Yu Darvish taking on Marcus Stroman. That'll be also the St. Louis Cardinals starting at Milwaukee tonight, their second game of that series. Fox Sports Midwest, channel 630 at 640. Miles Michaelis on the mound against Adrian Hauser. The Twins are in Chicago playing the White Sox, and that's at 7:10. That is going to be on NBC Sports Chicago Plus. Cubs are on 643. White Sox are on 644. Michael Pineda for the Twins versus Lucas Giolito for the White Sox. And finally, on National Baseball at Fox Sports 1 tonight, channel 610. That's going to be at 9:07 o'clock. The Texas Rangers taking on the LA Angels. Mike Minor on the mound for the Rangers versus Andrew Haney for the LA Angels. So a good night, a lot of fun baseball, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about the Little Illini Conference sports. We're going to talk about the fall sports in the LIC, and we'll be back right after these. Do stick around.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Josh Brown, and he is our local Little Illini Conference expert. You've been my go-to guy on the LIC whenever I have needed somebody because you've been covering in various fashions with various newspapers and radio stations. How long do you think you have been covering if not the LIC, the Olney Tigers and the Apollo and the whatever else, the NEC?
9 years.
9 years.
9 years. This would have been year 10.
This would have been 10 coming up. Well, I tell you what, you're still the expert to me. Whether you even though
expert loosely defined expert.
Oh no, no, not loose at all. No, but Josh, you've always seen him ranging up and down the sidelines, and I'm sure you'll see him at Olney games anyway, as he'll be going up and down the sidelines helping things out. Okay. I have seen you at various games, various basketball, football, volleyball. What's the favorite sport for you to cover when I'm kind of beating around the bush. He got laid off in May, okay, from the newspaper. Just getting that out of the way. I'm sorry. I was kind of beating around the bush. What's your favorite sport to cover?
I'm a basketball junkie. Always been a basketball junkie.
Oh, really?
I mean, was just reading When the Game Was Ours, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson book, and it fantastic. I actually had local ties 2 pages in. A former Lawrenceville Indian was referenced in there, Jay Scheidler.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he played with Magic and Bird when they were in college on an all-star team together. So,
I didn't realize that.
2 pages in, and we already have a local tie to, from Lawrenceville playing with Magic Johnson.
Well, I know he would have played against them, but back in. Of course, that was the time frame. Scheidler would have been. Well, Scheidler and Magic are the same age. And, of course, Larry Bird's a little bit. Where's that? Where's that book set? Tell me about that book. I hadn't heard much about it.
I stumbled across it several years ago in a bookstore, and I'm a big Laker fan. I grew up a Lakers fan, so I wanted to get something on Magic and Bird. I love the rivalry, and just kind of started reading it and picking through it. And it starts with, each side came together. They wanted to do a book to kind of talk about the rivalry and how it was a rivalry, but they really didn't
respect.
Yeah, they didn't hate each other, but they hated each other at the same time.
Yeah.
And it just kind of documents from when they kind of first interacted in college all the way through kind of present day type stuff. I think it was published around 2010.
Since you pay attention to this kind of thing more than I do, as I like college basketball more than professional basketball. And they're talking about how they're rivals, respectful rivals. Do you see so much of that in 2019, 2018, or is does everybody seem to have the same agent? And they're figuring out how they're going to be able to get on the same team.
There's less of the rivalries. I know when you look back,
the enmity,
I mean, you look back and even kind of when I was still in high school, Lakers and Celtics were playing in a championship, and Paul Pierce grew up a Laker fan.
Yeah.
He went to the Forum and he was playing for the Celtics, and he had to hate the Lakers. And now you don't have that as much. There's still some of that in there. Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum, the two guards in Portland, they kind of have that chip on their shoulder.
They're trying to bring it back, aren't they?
Yeah, they have a little bit of that chip on the shoulder. It's fun to watch them play.
It is, and you talk about the Paul Pierce and that particular championship, the Lakers versus the Celtics. There was no love lost.
No.
In that one. Now, granted, this one you had Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors and the Golden State Warriors. With Golden State going the last 5 years, it didn't seem like Golden State really built up a big rivalry, even with the Cavaliers. They were just going to there's a business trip. Does that make sense?
It was. There was a hint of it. I mean, Draymond Green has always been that kind of not really a villain, but that kind of a antagonistic player, and then the LeBron always wanted to win from Cleveland, and as much as I wasn't a LeBron fan, I kind of have to cheer him a little bit now that he's wearing the good colors. So.
How did you become a Lakers fan? Is it magic? Is it all
actually,
magic?
My dad was a Lakers fan, and he was a big Crme fan. So when I grew up, I kind of grew up with that, and then just kept watching it. Whenever I got old enough to understand basketball, it was Shaq and Kobe, and so I just kind of grew up with the Lakers in the house. And
I tell you what, that's just terrible that you were basically willed as to be a Laker fan. Hey, what's your other favorite team? Do you have any other favorite team?
Cowboys fan, kind of the same aspect. I grew up with that, but I am a Cardinals fan.
I am a Blues fan. Are you? Okay.
So
did you get over to see the parade?
I didn't see the parade live, but I watched it on my phone, as we kind of talked about earlier. That always comes in handy. But I stayed up. I watched every Stanley Cup game. I watched almost every playoff game, and I told some friends of mine that if the Cubs can win and break that curse in 2016, the Blues surely can. It was about time.
Did you really think that? I gotta tell you, I mean, I'm a Blues fan too, and I've been a Blues fan longer than you, Josh. And I gotta tell you, I was all but beaten down, man. I didn't think they were going to do it, but you saw going through the playoffs how they were systematically just beating teams up, and you thought, if they can last through the first 2 or 3 games without falling too far behind, they've got a shot. Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense. And with a young goalie, I mean, he didn't know any better. He just knew how to win.
That's true. That's true. We're talking about all kinds of different things. All right, let's talk. Do you know? I was going to ask if you knew anything about the golf, but that's putting you in a bad place because I didn't ask you to prepare for golf and tennis.
The only things I do know is I recently talked to Coach Kurt Nealis of the Tigers, and they bring back some veteran experience on the girls' side. Madeline McKinney was a sectional qualifier, and he's kind of high on her ability to improve. And then Zach Duenas and Logan Mustin, I believe, over the last couple of years have qualified out of the sectionals from Olney. So they have a few pieces that they're kind of excited about.
Olney, we were talking, he and I were talking in the break, that Olney gets kind of, They didn't get the IHSA didn't do them any favors recently, did they?
Yeah, they're not on anybody's Christmas list right now.
No. I mean, the volleyball team's going to be 3A, right? Mm-hmm. And because once they set this figure, every team is basically in that class, and the only is 3A in basketball and volleyball,
baseball and softball, and
probably going to be the bigger in. I think there's only 3 classes in golf and in tennis, or maybe even just 2 in tennis. But but what was the reaction in Olney whenever that came down? Because you're bigger than everybody else you play, but still. Until you get to regional, then you're the smallest one.
I think it was the best word to describe it was heartbreak. We knew everybody knew that the talks of, all right, they're going to be working on, maybe readjusting the numbers. We could be 2A. We're right there. One projection had us 2A, one had us 3A, and then the numbers came out, and we saw how close we were. It was just like kind of how the Blues were all those years. They could get there. They just couldn't touch the cup.
Yeah. I've got a friend of mine going to go touch the cup today. He's standing in line. He's already sent me pictures, so I'm looking forward to hearing about that. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about volleyball, as you know a little bit more about the volleyball than
a little bit
than the golf and the tennis. We're going to talk about a little Illini Conference volleyball. We course cover Flora in the LIC, and we'll catch Olney a time or two down the road as well. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV, and we'll be back right after these. Do stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Josh Brown is here, and we're talking a little Illini Conference sports for this fall. Did a little preview show as the season gets underway. Can you believe it? Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Today?
Yeah.
Some teams playing, I guess it is today.
And some golf teams have already got some matches in.
They had matches over the weekend.
Yeah.
I guess if you're talking golf, you don't really have to have the 2 weeks, do you?
Yeah, that's right.
Because if you need the 2 weeks and you haven't been practicing before that, you're hosed anyway. That's not the way to go. But we are going to talk about. Let's talk about volleyball. Tell me about Little Illini Conference volleyball. They've always got the teams in orange seem to be pretty good, don't they?
Yeah, I know. It seems like Newton's kind of had that stranglehold on the conference the last few years. They've had a really good string of athletes come through, and I think a couple years ago, I want to say 2, maybe 3, but I think 2 years ago they even made it up to the state tournament.
I think it was Class 2A.
Class 2A. They made it up to the state tournament 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember which year for sure, but I know that they've had some good luck. I mean, and they've had some good talent. Robinson seems like they've had some good teams over the years. Flores had some really good athletes.
Flores had some athletes that were a little up and down. Flores got some good athletes this year. Mm-hmm. Talking to Jessica Holloway, Coach Holloway, and she was saying they're very tall, which is
helpful. I've been told.
Very helpful. In volleyball, that's not a bad thing to be. What's Olney got this year?
They return a heavy senior class. I know that they returned several people. I think 2 or 3 all-conference performers from a year ago, and they're trying to mix in a couple of younger players. I think a freshman last year is going to be a sophomore this year. Played a little bit, and then I think they're just trying to finally put the puzzle pieces together in the right spot. I mean, they have some pieces, they just haven't got it all put together yet.
They had been struggling for a little while, hadn't they?
They've had, I think, out of the past 4 seasons, they've had a winning record 3 of the last 4 seasons. The only 2 20-win teams have been 2 years ago and 3 years ago, so it's been pretty good recently.
I guess it has. I just think longer ago, I guess. So who's going to? So do you see? Do you see Newton being the class of the conference?
I haven't looked at as in depth around the league as I probably have in some of the other sports. Just familiarity with some of the coaching staffs and other people. But I mean, Newton's always seems like it's hard to bet against them in the LIC. Kind of the similar aspect when Albion was still in the league. It's kind of hard to bet against a team that's traditionally been pretty good.
That's one of the trickier things when you look at. He mentioned Albion, Edwards County. They were still in the LIC. You could usually count on them to be right at the top or near the top, and now they're the same way in the BDC and the east side, and you're always finding those folks down there. It takes a long time, doesn't it, Josh, to put together, and I'm swinging this to football. It takes a long time to put together that kind of a program like the Edwards County Lions volleyball, and to have it rolling and going, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing this past summer I was doing. I was going back and trying to put together win-loss records of every team, making Olney teams, and trying to kind of see where everybody ranks. And Olney's volleyball team started in 1980, which was something I thought was kind of an interesting fact. And right now, Coach Emily Rusk is the winningest coach.
Oh, really?
And the current coach is the winningest coach in program history and has led the only 2 20-win teams. So, I mean, has got things kind of maybe moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Since you bring up Olney back to 1980, who's going to coach the grade school basketball?
That I don't know.
I mean, the guy's been there for 50 years.
I think 8th grade wise, if I remember right, Keith Redmond's going to take the 8th grade coach. He was the 7th grade coach last year, I believe.
I'm trying to remember his name. What was the fellow's name? Bob?
Rick Franklin was there.
Yeah. The guy did 50 years at Olney basketball. I played against his team. I ain't kidding. There was they had an auction, didn't they? Or at least showed a lot of his memorabilia.
Yeah, they had a recognition night for him, where some of his old coaches and players came up and spoke. And I think, now don't quote me on this to be a complete fact, I think he had every scorebook from the seasons he played, and people were looking through those. And
that's why I was going to mention it. I saw the scorebook where I did not score against Aldi that night.
They playing their defense right around you, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then they laminated the scorebook. They beat the tar out of us that night. It was I can't remember, 60 to 30 or something like 62 to 48 or 38 or something silly. But yeah, some changes all over, aren't there?
Yeah, there's been a couple big changes. One you mentioned was Coach Franklin stepping down after 50 years, and have a new wrestling coach this year, Tommy Leslie, who founded the program and was the head coach for 11 years. He moved on to another opportunity, and we're going to have somebody else taking the helm with the Tiger Wrestlers, and Tommy has done a tremendous job with that program.
I was going to say, it was made from nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing there, and they've had some tremendous success.
And I think the only program that may be celebrating this new change is wrestling. If I remember right, they dropped from 2A to 1A in the 3 class for wrestling, so that'll be a little bit easier for them.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help the schools with only 400 kids. I'll tell you that. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I've got Josh Brown here. We're talking about a wide variety of things, but we're going to concentrate on football when we come back. You're watching Big Talk here on Wabash Catch TV. We'll be back right after this. Please do stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
We aren't going to have to think about that. We're going to win like 7 or 8 games. That's right. What I'm talking about. Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. I was talking about Illinois football. It always leads back to Illinois football. It really does. We're both wearing orange anyway, and we're talking about the Little Illini Conference. Football season is coming up this Friday night. It's going to be a huge night, huge all around the state. Of course, it's already started in Indiana, but it's getting going here in Illinois. What are you looking forward to this weekend? Have you looked at the schedule? Have you gleaned the schedule all the way through to see what you're really wanting to see?
The main thing I've looked at is, what day football starts on. I haven't looked much past that and who only plays week
August 12th is when football practice started.
But I haven't really looked too in-depth down the road. I just was kind of taking a little bit day by day and kind of just enjoying the summer and not an overly hot summer for the most part, so just kind of enjoying things. And once about August 12th comes along, you look at the schedule, and it's football season.
Where are you going this weekend? We're going Friday night.
I'll be in Olney for Olney Casey. I mean,
Okay.
it's going to be hard to pass up going to Olney football games. It's like I've done it for almost 10 years.
I'm with you. I agree wholeheartedly. Let's talk about the Little Illini Conference. Last year, Paris came out of nowhere. They were the big winners. We're gonna start from the bottom and go to the top, folks. Is there hope for the Lawrenceville Indians?
I think there is. I went to a 7-on-7 that was kind of locally, and I knew Olney was playing. Lawrenceville was there. The Flora was there. I kind of know some of the people, and just wanted to come watch some football and get geared up for it. And first-year head coach Travis Reeder, they kind of had the kids
Where's
amped
Coach
up
Reeder
a little bit.
from? Do you know?
Oblong, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he came over from Oblong, but he's got some of the kids. Look like they had a lot of energy. They have some athletes over in Lawrenceville that I think a lot of the guys are coming back. I don't think they really lost a senior as far as skill position player wise. They may have on one of the lines or defensively.
That was one of the we had Lawrenceville here at Flora last year, and that was one of the things that I noticed whenever watching Lawrenceville play the Wolves. They were terrifically young. Flora was young, but Lawrenceville was younger still, and it's. You hope when you're forced to play younger kids like that, like Lawrenceville was kind of forced to do. You hope they don't get hurt first of all, but it does help them down the road, doesn't it?
Yeah, and a few of them did get banged up. I know talking to some of the guys over in Lawrence County, they said that was they were hoping just to get through football season because some younger kids, 14-year-old getting hit by an 18-year-old, there's a difference there.
Oh, there is certainly a difference. So Coach Reeder, who you say they're athletic at they got some athletes?
They've got some good athletes. I know Blaine Winningham, who is going to be a senior this year. I think they just kind of produce Winningham.
Is Winningham still there?
Yeah, and I think they produce Winninghams like only produced Eaglesons there for a stretch.
Wow,
They just always had one.
No kidding. Kidding. He's a good athlete.
Yeah, he was a receiver, got some reps at quarterback last year, and kind of a big, strong kid and competitor. You could see that on the basketball floor as well. Just plays really hard, and he comes back. Kind of looking through here, another Winningham played quarterback when we played them early, or only played them early in the year. Brinian Winningham, I think, is going to be a sophomore this year. That they got some reps at quarterback, and they had a running back, Damon Parkman, that kind of played pretty well for him, considering they're getting beat up a little bit, but he played hard and played well for him.
Moving up, Flora finished the season 1-8, 1-7 in conference. I got to tell you, having watched Flora play, I saw the one win against Lawrenceville, but having seen 2 or 3 of the other games, Coach Tackett's kids aren't that far off, are they?
Yeah, I know. Talking to Coach Music, he said, you got to work with some of their linemen in some of the camps, and said they've got some young good linemen that could surprise some people this year. And I know one of my only kids, Sutton Dunn's going to be a little upset. A Flora kid beat him by I think 7 yards for the most receiving yards in the league last year. And Cole Young, a freshman last year, if I believe, and he's got some potential there. And it's going to be fun if you're Coach Tackett. You've got some youth there, and some of the kids that hopefully can maybe put some things together, get them back in the playoffs where they were a couple years ago.
It's kind of a thing. They haven't been athletic for really a little while. And Cole Young, he started both football and basketball as a freshman, and you just don't see that kind of thing. And it really does, I think, give Flora hope that they haven't had for a little bit.
Yeah, kind of looking through stuff earlier today, kind of stat-wise, I think Jared Sons comes back and was a pretty good receiver for him last year. Andrew Conrad and Alex Wiles I had wrote down too that made some plays for him.
Wiles played basketball too.
But I mean, they have some talent there. They're going to lose. I know Andrew Pierce suffered had a tough injury last year, but he was a workhorse for him over the last few years at running back. And Quentin Smith, I believe, was a quarterback last year. So they're going to have.
They'll be back.
They'll have some pieces they're going to have to try to work around. So I mean, but. Like you said, there's hope. There's some youth there, and I think Coach Tackett, they bring a lot of energy, and it's always fun. Only in Florida they have the Shrine game. That's a little extra motivation, a trophy on the line. So
that's right, and we will have the Florida Wolves and the Illini Tigers on Wabash Catch TV for the Shrine game. What's the date on that? I've got it. Friday, October 4th. October 4th, only at Flora. We'll have that one. Robinson, we also have the Robinson Maroons coming to Flora on September 13th. Maroons got much coming back?
Everybody, if I'm not mistaken.
Everybody.
I don't know if they had. I think they had a couple seniors that maybe got hurt by the time I was able to see him in week 9. But Casey Pinnell, second-year head coach, and I saw some interviews with him, and he seems like a lightning rod of energy. He was just energetic, up and down, and really getting some kids wanting to play. I know injuries played a big factor with them last year. Kind of a similar boat to Flora. They were really, really young, so you got to hope, just as a football fan, a lot of those kids come back because they had some talent. Tyler Beard stands out. He was a running back for him. I think one of the top 5 rushers in the league. Yeah. We're right around their top 5 rushers in the league last year and had a lot of talent. Brayton Childress, who was a big pitcher for him on the baseball team, he saw some reps at quarterback. They had a freshman take some.
Kid,
had some freshman take some reps at quarterback last year too. So they have some pieces. I think it's like similar to Florida. They're just trying to get a little more experience and get them on the field.
Kind of a strange year for Marshall last year. Only got 4 wins, not getting into the playoffs. Marshall is perennially usually a contender in the playoffs, but last year a little down, right?
And it was a nightmare year for Coach Jared Boyle. It was his first year. Coach Evers left for a different opportunity, and he kind of got them back going. They had a couple years, I think right around the time he took over, maybe that they were trying to reload some talent, and he got them back going. And Marshall was state ranked 4 weeks in, and was decimated by injuries. The quarterback, running back, 2 inside linebackers, defensive lineman, I think an offensive lineman as well. They had 5 or 6 guys, starters, that went down with season-ending injuries, and you could just see the depth that just kind of ate away out.
Do they have much coming back?
They have a lot of guys coming back as long as injuries and health. I think Jacob Schaffner could be one of the most explosive athletes in the league. He was their quarterback last year that got hurt right around week 3 or 4. Luke Cook, who took over, threw pretty good football. He'll be coming back. John Siverly, a good running back, comes back for him as well.
Tough. Yeah, Siverly's always.
The cupboard's definitely not bare up in Marshall as long as they can stay healthy. And I know I have them as kind of an X factor. They could be a team to compete for the conference.
That was such a tricky little game last year. The Flora Marshall game. That's the one that got it. It was close. It was like 14-7 Marshall in the middle of the third quarter, and then they got lightninged out. And they came back and played on Saturday, and boy, it didn't look like any of the Flora kids really wanted to be there on Saturday, because Marshall they kind of teed off on the rest of the day, but then that was one of their only 4 wins, 3 wins in conference. So you never know. It's high school football. You just never know, do you? Speaking of you never know, let's talk about Casey-Westfield. The tradition of Casey speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, they have been so good for so long, and they kind of suffered recently. Yeah,
they've had a tough stretch. I think Coach Sinclair was there for a long, long time.
30 years, 25 years, something
and then they've had kind of not necessarily a revolving door, but coaches have been there 2 or 3 years, and they'll move on. And Coach Bonner now will be there for his 3rd year, and they bring back a couple of good guys, and I think everybody's going to be anxious to see if Noah Livingston, who I know was a very good basketball player as well. He played football last year, and I think everybody's waiting to see if he marches out wearing a football uniform this year. And if he does, he's going to be right up there with Jacob Schaffner.
He's a speed, too.
Yeah, just an explosive athlete and strong physical kid. So if he comes out there, he's going to really be a big factor for him.
That's the thing. They had such a good basketball team, too, up there. And the interesting thing about Marshall, they were young, that good basketball team. They had 2 seniors and 3 sophomores starting. And, that's Casey-Westfield might just be trying to – you can't blame the kid if he decides not to play football, though, if he wants to concentrate on basketball.
And they do bring back, as long as everything comes back, and everybody on their team last year would come back, one of the best names, Storm Washburn.
That's a nice name.
I think that's
Washburn.
a great, especially with being a running back. He can storm through the line,
there you go. So. You're going back to your radio.
That's right. But they have some talent as long as some people come back, and I think the big thing is they're waiting to see if Noah steps on the football field. Because, I know if I'm a football coach, I want all the athletes I can get, and he's definitely one of the best in the conference.
Sure. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We're talking about the Little Illini Conference football. We've got last year's top 4 finishers coming up when we return, and I'll be right back with Josh Brown right after these. Do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Josh Brown, my Little Illini Conference wizard, is next to me today, and we are talking about the LIC football. Up to the Final Four, Newton played the Mules in the playoffs. And Newton gave Fairfield everything they wanted and more. And Newton's got a lot coming back. It seemed like they have some coming back.
Yeah, they have some coming back, if my notes are correct.
They lost the big stud duck.
Aaron Buttery.
Yeah.
And, if I remember right, someone around the table said he was a slippery running back in the playoff game, but I'm not going to mention names on that one.
It wasn't me. It might have been me. I don't know. I was there, but it might have been the guy with me.
But he was one of the top running backs in the league. Connor Bierman, who seems like he's the Tyler Hansborough of Newton football. He seems like he's been there for forever. I think he's finally graduating. I think I'll have to wait and see when the rosters come out. But he'll graduate as well. But the cupboard isn't really bare for Newton. Coach Fulton is the longest tenured head coach.
He reloads.
Yeah, he's in the longest tenured head coach in the league, and he's built a really good tradition for Newton football, and has been just 2 years removed from being, or 3 years removed, from being a conference champion, and I think back-to-back conference champions as well.
I was going to say they've had a ton of success. They're bringing a bit back. Olney, tell me about the Tigers. 8-4 last year. Kind of got a tricky draw in the playoffs, didn't they?
We went south to Kankakee. So just let that sink in for
south to Kankakee.
Yeah,
all
Kankakee was on the south part of the 4A bracket. So.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. Was Kankakee they're probably like a 4 seed, 5 seed?
2 seed, I think.
So
I don't know if they may not have been the 2 seed. They were the runner up in the state, though. I do know they played.
I knew they
IC
rolled.
Catholic, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was the only team they lost to all year, and they lost to them twice.
Oh man.
So
what's Olney got?
Only they lose a couple of flashy names. Quarterback Dakota Brown led the conference in passing yards last year and had a really, really good senior year. Sutton Dunn, who was second in receiving, they lose both of those guys. Lose a couple defensive pieces that have been there for a few years, but they still bring a lot of guys back. Caleb Foster, who played some quarterback for him, he more than likely, I would say, would get a nod to play quarterback this year, and brings back one of the leading rushers in Gavin Dorn, and I think he was second, maybe third at the lowest in rushing yards last year, so he'll be coming back.
October 4th is when they'll be playing at Flora, so we'll have the Olney Tigers, I believe. That's when I said,
and speaking of that, they do bring back the reigning Shrine Game MVP and 100-meter dash champion Jace Greenwood, who's going to play receiver. So
that's interesting. Yeah. That's by week 6. That's week 6 of the season. You like to hope. You hope that everybody stays healthy
for both teams. But that always seems like it's been a really fun game over the years. Flora finally got one over at Olney a couple of years ago. The Tigers got them back for the last couple of years. So the Wolves are going to be hungry to try to get that trophy back.
That's exactly right. They were third place last year and going up second place. I thought that they would still. I think when we did this show last year, I think I said Red Hill was still going to win.
Yeah,
and I think you said you didn't pick Paris, did you?
I think I picked Red Hill because they were defending champions.
We both picked Red Hill, and we were both wrong. Red Hill, but Billy Gray, he's always been a very outstanding coach.
Yeah, he's had a really good. If you're a coach, you could not have asked for a better string of athletes that came through. They had road graders on the offensive line that were just big, strong, physical, tough kids up front, and it helps when you have, I would say, probably the best running back I've seen in a long time in Drew Moore. It's just a special kid. He's a special kid and humble kid. I got to talk to him after week 2 when Red Hill beat on the 8-7 and the rain and the slop and the 2-point conversion. I think Drew Moore scored to win the game.
Right?
So,
wow.
And the first thing he did was he thanked his offensive lineman. So that's a kid who kind of knows what's going on. So.
That's exactly. He's gone though.
Yeah, I think everybody in the LIC outside of Red Hill is happy about that.
A 4-year starter. I mean, he was
4-year star.
Yeah, 4-year star. Yeah, that's right. An incredible player. And whenever they played at Flora last year, we were talking about him, and we got to see him in the first half. I thought, well, at least we got to see him.
But and they still got some talent left. I think Gannon Gaither took some quarterback reps after an injury at quarterback, and he was a good running back for him last year as well. He'll come back, and even the cupboard cupboard's not bare in Red Hill, but Coach Gray was not happy to see graduation last year.
Not happy to see. Yeah, that's right. He lost some big talent. Paris, on the other hand, the champs from last year. They didn't lose a ton, did they?
No, they lost a couple of key pieces, though. Starting quarterback Caleb Gates, who may have made the biggest switch going into his senior year, went from a lineman to quarterback. And
boy, you don't see that.
Yeah, and he was top 2 in passing yardage last year and threw an excellent deep ball. Caleb Mullinex was one of the top 3 with Cole Young and Sutton Dunn as far as receiving yards. He was right there with them. Josh Wilmuth, another several-year starter at receiver, is gone. But, you look at those names, you see them gone, and they still bring back a guy who had a lot of reps at quarterback last year, and I think Hunter Newland.
Yeah.
Coy Landrum comes back, Nathan Zorn comes back, Sammy Mays comes back, and those are a lot of the skill position players that put up some big numbers last year outside of the guys that they lost.
That's right. Paris able to pick up a win in the playoffs. They knocked off Salem. That was at Paris, and then fell the next week. Looking at it last year, I recall looking at it last year. I thought Paris was going to get second place. I didn't think that they were. I didn't think they were ready to make the leap forward, and they really showed. They proved me wrong. They were ready to go. Are they? Let's talk about this upcoming season. Let's get some predictions. Are they ready to? Are they ready to defend?
I think it's going to be hard to bet against them. I mean, just listening to Coach Clodfelter, the way he talks and the way he tries to build that program, it seems like he's doing a lot of good thing, is getting kids out to play, which is always big. And kids wanting to play, which is a good thing. And like I said, they bring back a lot of talent, and I think they want to prove that it wasn't just a 1-year thing for the Edgar County Tigers.
Boy, that's Paris has been so up and down. That's the thing with the Paris Tigers that they have. You just never know what to expect. And for you're talking about getting numbers out and getting kids involved. They've always had such a great band program. Get 150 kids in band or something like that. And so that's taken away from football numbers too, probably to an extent. I don't know. Newton's always had a good band. Well, for that matter, so's Flora and Olney. But it ought to be a fun one. You're picking Paris then.
I'm gonna do the same thing I said last year. You have to pick. Somebody's got to knock them off, and somebody's got to be that team to say they're not going to do it 2 years in a row. And really, I didn't get a chance to see much of Paris and Red Hills game last year to kind of see how that one went. But one of the most entertaining football games last year was Olney in Paris, up at Paris. That was kind of back and forth.
You're taking my steam away here. I was going to pick your Olney Tigers. I am picking your Olney Tigers. Coach Music, I think he's got the kids ready to go. I think I think that it's I think this is the year the Olney Tigers step up, really.
Yeah. And I mean they were going to be right there with them. It's kind of back and forth, and you just can't. To me, you don't want to discredit the champs too early, because I mean Paris they played well last year, and really it was a 1-touchdown game until the final minute, which made it a 2-score game between Olney and Paris. So it was really a coin flip last year.
And it kind of depends on schedule a little bit. Olney is playing Paris week 7, and that game is at Olney. So I think I'm calling them Olney, the Richland County Tigers. Olney they get the fun of going to Mount Carmel again.
Yep.
Is Coach Music looking forward to that?
I think everybody in Olney kind of has a soft spot for Mount Carmel, to kind of put it nicely. I mean, it's a game that they play each other in junior pro. We battle on the basketball floor. They play in baseball. They play against each other in golf, tennis, softball. Every sport plays Mount Carmel but football. We finally got them on the schedule last year, and the Golden Aces, they did their job last year, and this year's going to be kind of neat. The one thing I'm looking forward to,
Golden Aces did their job. They got beat last year, right? I mean,
Mount Carmel won last year.
I thought you guys beat Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel won last year. But the one thing, still knowing some people down in Mount Carmel, they're celebrating their 100th year of Golden Aces football, so they're going to be able to go down to the Snake Pit this year and see some of those festivities. Could be just fun as a fan to go see some of that stuff.
We were kind of hoping at Fairfield, we were kind of hoping to see Mount Carmel in the playoffs last year, when the Mules were 9-0. Mount Carmel just shy of being able to get into the playoffs, and they blame Indiana for that, which is probably rightful rightfully so. And too bad, too doggone. I feel awful about that. But maybe this year, who knows? They're probably going to be in the Mules classification because you're going to be 4A. Olney's going to be 4A. Paris is going to stay 4A, don't you think?
I would say I knew last year they were right on the bubble. There was some projections moving them 3, some 4.
Newton's safely 3.
Yeah, and I think Paris, it could depend on who all becomes playoff eligible.
Well, no, that's
true, that could affect them a little bit.
We got about 30 seconds. Tell me, when is Ezekiel Elliott signing with the Eville Cowboys?
My bias, he's already signed. He's already there. He's working out with them, but hopefully soon is my answer.
Is he? Hold on a second. Is he working out in Cabo San Lucas or something? Because isn't he down in Cabo?
I think he's back in Dallas. I might be wrong, but I think he's come back to the States.
How bad is it that he's not signed? I mean, is this a big deal at all?
It's a big deal.
I mean, if he signs this week, that's cool.
I mean, it's obviously a big deal. You don't want your star running back and maybe one of the key linchpins of your offense to not be there. I mean, I think any coach would say they want to keep one of their best players on the team. So,
but I mean, he wasn't going to do much in practice anyway. You like to think.
You wouldn't think so. I mean, the one good thing is they're getting some look at some of the other running backs that hopefully when he signs, can maybe give him a breather here and there.
Hey, Josh, thanks very much for coming.
Appreciate it.
That's Josh Brown. I'm Bruce Dickey. LIC starts this Friday night. Big week football getting going. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.